we're finally getting what we've been asking for. We've been wanting rappers to rap for a while, and it's here. It's happening. It's all happening. Shout out to the company, man. Let's start off with the cypher. There's a one take cypher out there with Big Sean, Absol, and Joey Badass, which I never thought I would see those three in the same place doing this ever. So let me tell you how I looked at the whole thing. One, I thought Big Sean was the perfect person to start this cypher off. I think he's been out here recently just trying to I don't want to say rebrand, but kind of show his refocus on rapping. It's been more than just this freestyle that I've seen him out there on, and I think he's been doing a phenomenal job. I wish he had this type of energy on his last album. Like, he came out the gate throwing some very heavy bars. I think the flip phone bar from him was my favorite part of the whole verse.
My favorite is Angie Stone. My drive back, that bitch on cruise control like Katie Holmes. Been flipping out in this bitch since it was camera phones. Know you great when you uncomfortable in your comfort zone.
I know he's trying to be zen, and I know he's trying to be this more family type guy. But when you get him motivated to do this kind of rapping, because the only reason he was really rapping like this is because he had two other people who I think he's real cool with. He had to put out some of his best work, or his best verse, his best rapping, and he did that. I think Big Sean completely killed it, but I understand why he was lead off. And I think through this whole thing, his verse has been forgotten by everybody because of the other two and the other situations that happened in the past later on this week. But I have to applaud Big Sean because I think he did a phenomenal job with his verse on that cypher, and I think he's not getting the credit he deserves, and he's not getting the pat on the back for hanging with these two niggas. When him hanging with Ab and Joey, I just think he did way too good for us to just not talk about him enough. I always feel like, and this is not just my sentiments, I've heard other podcasts say this, but it's like anytime he has something major like this happen, he gets kind of pushed to the side because it's a bigger moment. And I have to agree. It's been happening like that for him every time he comes out so hard. I'm not even going to Control. I'll go back to when he was trying to launch his album in 2020. Was it last year? I think it was last year. He came out with a nice rollout, and next thing you know, the Drake-Kendrick beef kind of swallowed up that whole situation and messed it up. But that freestyle, if you go back and listen to that freestyle he started off with to start the rollout for his album, he was killing shit. So I understand why he started it off and he was the lead dog, but let's not lose the fact that this nigga can still get down with the best of them. I loved his verse, and I thought he did a great job.
Man, fuck it, let me remove the cap. My lady told me somebody told me that my career was in the trash. Something about missing my window or something. I wanted to laugh and shatter the glass he was referring to. Cause he ain't got a clue of what I turn into when I enter the booth. Neither do I, but I do know that kryptonite is not an issue. Plus the cape will be navy blue.
So Absol's second up on this cypher. And let me just say right now, he started it off so fucking fire. And I think a lot of people didn't really realize what he was saying. When he said, let me remove the cap, and handed it to Big Sean. And then he said they was telling him that his career was in the trash. I don't think a lot of people, that's the type of rapping that Absol does that goes over a lot of people's head. Let me remove the cap. Y'all was saying that my career was in the trash. That whole verse that he did, him going second, that whole verse that he did, had so many entendres, so many different things. It was stacked at so many different levels that I loved it. So I used to not be a big Absol fan until I could sit down and actually, it took me so long to sit down and start decoding what this nigga was saying. And he speaks in so many different entendres that it goes over my head sometimes. But I don't think people is giving Soul enough credit for the verse that he did on there. He went into it when he said, "I don't know what I turn into when I come into the booth, but I know kryptonite." He was like, "Kryptonite's not an issue." Like, come on, bruh. Rappers are rapping, and we are not talking about it enough. I think Absol did a great job. Some people are sitting here saying that he was kind of battling back and forth with Joey on this verse. I don't think it went that way. I don't think it was a minor beef throughout the whole cipher. I think it was three niggas who got together and thought, hey, let's do this for hip hop and let's do some rapping for real. A lot of your favorite podcasters will sit up here and tell you, oh yeah, they were going back and forth. I think they're just trying to be salacious when they talk about that shit. There's no way Ab-Soul is going second and still going against Joey in this whole thing. If Ab-Soul wanted to clean him up, he would have went third. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If he really wanted to clean up everybody, Ab had the ability to say, I'm going third. And I think a lot of people don't understand that as well, too. When it comes to ciphers, especially ciphers that you're doing with your homeboys, where you go counts. Lead off, middleman, and cleanup counts. The person who finishes the cipher is the one who is going to be the moment. He's going to be the cleanup man. He's the guy that's going to outrank everybody else. I believe in that. I'm from that school. Of if you go last, you have to be able to be best. And I got to be honest with you. When I think about Joey Badass going last, I think he did have the best moment, not the best verse. My best verse is going to go to Soul because I think Ab-Soul, I'm still trying to decode a lot of stuff that Ab-Soul said. But when it comes to this Joey verse, he was killing everything in that moment.
They obsolete, can't compete cause I'm too elite. Trying to spark a match, but they simply lacking the heat. Blasphemy, I don't need no one to blaspheme. Charge it to the game, call that shit a catastrophe. This ruler's back, they been trying to measure up. Look, my name ain't Rick, but I talk slick, no pressure luck. And I ain't taking no words back, I'm with all that. But this ain't gotta turn to nothing else, let's keep it all rap.
So let's make this 150% clear. Joey Badass, he was the one that got all of this stuff started as far as the battle with Ray Vaughn and Daylyt and all of this stuff. He was the one who shot first. When he did the ruler's back, he shot first. He was the person who is held accountable for this whole back and forth that's been going on between him and Ray Vaughn and even Daylyt. People are forgetting Daylyt has been putting out tracks back at Joey Badass. The third verse on this cipher, I gotta tell you right now, I think Joey Badass is one of the best out here right now doing it. And he's been like that for a minute. It's just the fact that he hasn't really got the recognition that he deserves, bro. I've been listening to Joey Badass since All American Badass. And that was one phenomenal album in my eyes. And he's always been solid on the raps. And for people to just now being able to acknowledge his rapping ability is crazy to me because he's been out for a while. Dude has been out since he was a kid, like teenage years. And it just feels like people are just like, oh man, like you're just trying to get attention. Go back and listen to 1999. Go back to listen to All American Badass. Go and listen to 2000. He has a nice little catalog and the dude can fucking rap. He's been rapping at this type level for a while. So let me get into the shots that he took. He was big. He was really trying to big bro Ray Vaughn, in which I think he did a phenomenal job doing that. And he had a lot of nice little slight jabs here and there throughout the whole thing. I think the Daylyt pokes that he was doing as well were pretty clever and they were pretty smart. And he ain't backing down. That's the thing I love about this whole thing. He started this and he's not even backing down from that. A lot of people who is in his predicament right now, which is taking on a whole West Coast, because he's doing this by himself. There's no East Coast artists out here right now. There's no New York artists out here helping him in this whole thing. And he is taking on the whole West by himself. And I gotta say, one, I'm proud of him and I think he's doing a phenomenal job doing that shit. Two, I'm so disappointed in New York. I don't know where the MC's at. I don't know where the New York rappers are at. Why they not tagging in and helping this dude out? Because you guys are really, really looking pitiful out here right now. He the only person that's going to represent New York and doing it well, if I may add. But his shots that he was taking at Daylyt and Ray Vaughn in this verse were so cool. I like that they're keeping it rap. They're not going, it's not finna get out of hand. I know it's not. They are all keeping it hip hop. And that's what we've been asking for the longest time. And I think doing a cipher like this, which Red Bull have been doing ciphers for a minute now. They've been doing the one take ciphers for a minute. It just hasn't been as often. They've done the last one I seen was like Redman, Method Man. I can't remember the third person. But they come out every now and again. When are we gonna get hip hop platformers teaming up with places like Red Bull or some of the other big time places that are doing platforms that are doing this and getting them involved, man? Like this could really be a thing and could be really consistent if we take time out to do it. I don't know why we don't have more people pulling their resources together and actually making the connections happen. I have some thoughts. I have some ideas on how I would want to do this as well. But I'm not gonna tell them on video because you niggas steal. But this was so good. I'm so glad we're getting back into the rap shit. I think that having these three come out, because they're not too, how can I put it? They're present. They're not OGs, but they're not the newer or younger generation. They're the present generation of rappers. And this said a lot about how hip hop is trying to get back into really rapping or really getting into like the bars of everything. I'm so glad we're going back to that instead of the whole flashy bullshit era. Like we're kind of leaving that and we're trying to really get back into niggas actually having bars. So I'll salute everybody who was on here who was doing this. But now I have to transition to what came from this into later what came next, which was Ray Vaughn doing his response to Joey Badass.
Nigga, what? You done ran into them steppers who don't tap dance. Gucci trash bands just for you to put them raps in. Conductor got you sounding like you in a jazz band. Why you going after Dottie? Think he Pac-Man? Ooh, CJ like 40 and he on drugs.
Well, you can crash out and rap at the same time. That makes you a dangerous man. A dangerous man. The whole Ever song came out about 24 hours later after the whole Cypher kind of came and gone. People, all the buzz about what Joey Badass was saying. I'm gonna tell you right now, Ray Vaughn is earning his stripes as being one of the best one of the MVPs of 2025. He killed it. He killed it. My biggest gripe about this whole thing really is I don't like the fact that this nigga was using the Kendrick, the Hey Now, or it sounded like it came straight from GNX or it was like a cheaper version of GNX. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the boy can rap. I've been saying that since 2024. Yeah, Standing Next to Soul Won't Save Yours is the bar that stood out the most to me. I think that Ray Vaughn did a phenomenal job coming back at Joey Badass, and I think he did something that nobody else is willing to do. Get in the booth and actually get in the studio and start writing and get in the booth and actually put these songs out. He has one of the best projects in 2025. He's kept up with one of the better lyricists out of New York, and nobody's saying that one thing about him, and that's killing me because he is the epitome of what we ask for when it comes to hip hop. We want people to be able to get in the booth and start putting these rhymes out. He has been consistent with putting out music since 2024. Go look at his fucking catalog of the songs he's put out, the album he put out, and this whole battle he's been going back and forth with. You cannot deny this dude is one of the best out here right now. And I know a lot of people are like, well, why are you saying that he ain't got one album? Look at the body of work he's been doing. That's all I'm gonna say. But that boy can rap. That boy can come out here and he's doing it just as good as some of the OGs out here. So we had that happen. And of course, what happens next? 24 hours later, Joey Badass comes out with the finals. And it is very New York. And I got to tell you right now, it was something that I was ready for.
$5, you the next nigga getting dropped off a top roster, and I'ma be the reason. Okay, bet you sick dog looking for beef with a seasoned vet. I euthanize sick pups, nigga, you gon' see. You barking up the wrong tree, think you fucking with me. It's about time, top, let your ass off for the leash. Signed for 5 years, yet your biggest moment for me.
Cause somebody go tell Top is about to be a TD East. You can say what you want to say about Joey Badass and who is he and all this other shit. You can't say he can't rap. Joey Badass came out with the finals and he kept it New York. I'm going to go ahead and give Joey Badass credit right now because most rappers would have tried to go that whole, I'm going to try to do this other bullshit. I'm going to try to take the Kendrick way of doing things and all this other shit. Nah, bruh. This nigga Joey Bada said, I'm gonna keep it as New York as I possibly can. He went and got Boy Wonder. He ended up Boy Wonder ended up producing one of the most New York beats I've ever heard in my life. And Joey kept it to his region and he kept it as New York hip hop as you possibly can. And I don't think niggas really understand how great that is. New York has been trying to find a sound since fucking 50 Cent, and they have always chased everybody else for the last 15, 20 years. Now we're getting back into the essence of what New York hip hop is. And I gotta tell you, I'm so proud of Joey doing this shit the way he did it. I'm recording this on Saturday morning. I woke up, looked at Twitter, and he filed for a TD East, and he said, get Top on the phone. He is taking it back to what we used to love about battles and hip hop battles when everybody was really trying to keep it on some rap shit and not make it guns or get in the streets on some street shit. I love this. I love this. That on top of him doing this song, which he been through the whole song basically saying, you're not big enough to go up against me. I'm gonna big bro you. You are still new to the game. And honestly, this is him really just trying to tell him, I'm done. I'm finished. You're done. The finals, this is it. I don't want to have anything else to do with you. We've done this. We've danced enough. I don't know what Daylyt's going to do. He did a tweet and delete here recently where he did Monday in Morse code. That's what the internet geeks are saying. That little dots he was putting out there, it's Monday in Morse code. And he's been doing this type of shit on Twitter for the last week or two. So Daylight's coming on Monday. So we don't know what's gonna happen after that. But I have to commend again Joey Badass for taking a whole coast on by himself and him being able to do this with no hesitation, no fear, no nothing. Because right now the West Coast is riding a wave that a lot of niggas been waiting on for a while.
The shot ain't direct enough, but fuck it, you mentioned me, I'm with the drama. The cypher was cold, I run it back for you and Ollie is soul beside you. I push a button like it's debit, my nigga, I never sue, but I settle it, nigga. The clip hungry, I done fed it, my nigga. We ain't good fellas, out your pressure, you nigga. Method acting turning into personas, unique in your posture. I'll turn into Ronnie if it's about the violence, but you ain't surviving. It's the West turning up the temperature, you want the top spot, nigga, climbing. In a 20V Joe, like I'm locking a phone, Mitchell Reeves, I'm pressing and sliding, I come and step.
So Reason decided to drop the dead apple, basically answering Joey Badass, and if I'm being honest with you, calling out the whole East Coast. Two things that stood out to me in this song. He ended up doing 3 different beats, and the end of it was the New York beat that Jadakiss rhymed off of during the versus battle. And speaking of that, he ended up picking 2 big moments from New York rappers. He had the whole thing with Mace talking about we not your little niggas, that whole speech. He took something from that, and he took Jadakiss's speech from the verses. I thought that was so clever. I thought it was smart. I think it was mad disrespectful too, because let's be honest, New York hadn't been doing anything in a very long time. And Reason calling that out is so fucking cool, because now you New York niggas got to rap. Y'all got to figure out who y'all gonna put on the team with Joey and actually come out here and actually do some rapping. One of the bars he had on here was, you guys went from rapping on corners to being the corner. Y'all niggas is dry. Oh my God. Calling out the whole New York side of things is smart, because we'll probably get some more people wanting to step up and actually be in the middle of this whole battle between the West Coast and the East Coast. And I think one of the things that I keep seeing on the timeline too is people thinking that this is gonna go back to the old days. It's not an East Coast, West Coast thing. Hey, it was a lot more politics going on when Tupac and Biggie was doing it, and it was a whole lot personal. I mean, it really got to a point where the media was pushing that shit and people died. We not in that era no more. I think we're smart enough to know that nobody's gonna go out. You gotta check in and all this other shit, and nobody's gonna be able to go to New York or California. This is just one of those things to figure out who has the best region, who is really out here rapping. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't know why Reason hasn't gotten enough attention for this diss track, because he really called out a lot of different things. And his name being mentioned was a throwaway line. It wasn't even a situation where he was really getting attacked. But I like the fact, and I was saying this on Twitter too, I like the fact that if you hear your name, you get in the booth and you address it. If I was a rapper who could rap for real, I promise you, anytime I heard my name, I would get in the booth and you would get these bars. But Reason came out and did a phenomenal job with his diss track. Everybody on here, everybody through this whole thing has been top tier rappers. We just came off a Reason doing a freestyle on Effective immediately and killing that shit. Bars are coming back. And that's what I love about the game. Because this is a game. Rap is a game. The game is the game, bruh. Rap is finally coming back to what we've been asking for a very long time. The flashy shit is still going to be there. But right now, we're kind of muting that down and getting back to the essence of what we love, which is niggas battling, niggas getting in, actually using a pen game a whole lot more, people getting in the booth and telling niggas, I'm not playing with y'all no more, and calling out whole regions. Like, what more could you ask for out of this whole thing? I have been happy all week with that part of the industry as far as like the real rappers coming forward and actually showing what they could do. And then when you look at the list of names who've been a part of this whole thing, these aren't the flashy rappers. These are the niggas that get it out the dirt. These are the rappers that actually know how to use their pen and spit major bars. And it spans from different, I guess, different eras. You got to look at it from like the very newer era, which is Ray Vaughn, all the way to like, I ain't gonna say the old era, but like the guard that's kind of moving on, which is like Big Sean. Out of everybody who's doing all of this rapping, especially when it comes to the battle part of things, Joey Badass is doing it. He put it over the top when he put out he filed for a TDE East. He even got a logo. And if I'm not mistaken, the website is up. It's an actual website. So I have to give this to Joey Badass. He's winning at this point. And it's Saturday, the 17th. I'm recording this on the Saturday. But Joey's up right now. He's up. I don't know if anybody else is going to drop any more music. I hope it continues to go through the rest of at least through summer. I mean, give us this whole thing through summertime. And I want some of the heavy hitters to come out here and get in the middle of that. I want some more people to get in the middle of this, and let's see what region is best.